Hey guys, Steve here. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're going to talk about listing practices on eBay or any other social media website. You're selling on any marketplace, anything. All this information can be used for any selling website. I'm just really good at eBay, so I'm going to talk about eBay. This is like a behind the scenes on listing video. This isn't going to be a video where we create a listing together and we make it look really good. That will be in the future to come. But for this video, it's a little bit of like a beginner to expert advice on what do buyers actually care about, because that is what we're talking about. When it comes to selling online, you're actually answering a question. You're not really just putting stuff up for sale and then we're going through your day, stuff sells, you ship it, money gets transferred, all this other stuff. It's all about answering a question of what do buyers care about, what do buyers want, and what do they want to spend their money on. So what we'll do in this video, we will go through the list, explain each one in a little bit of detail, but then I'll go back and explain a few more important things, and then we'll flip the board around and see all the crazy information I wrote on the back there. And I'm really regretting my decision to use red pen. I hope that comes up. Let me know in the comments if the red pen comes up, or any other questions you have about the video. Always feel free to put it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer it. What do I mean by all this? So let's imagine right now we're searching on eBay. We're searching for something to buy. What do we see? First thing we see, price, title, and photos. The three most important things. No one can ever doubt or say it's not, this is something. It can't be. This is the first three things that people see any other time. We'll get into the rest, but price, title, and photos are the most important things. If those three aren't perfect, the person's never going to click on it. If 2 out of 3 aren't really great, no one's ever going to click at it. If they all suck, no one's ever even going to interact with the listing. eBay will be like, okay, this is a crap listing. They'll put it in the depths of eBay and no one will ever click on it ever again. Next thing, they click on the listing, description, account, and all your policies, shipping, returns, the speed, postage options, everything like that. That's next on the chopping block. If that's not stuff they like, they'll just click out and go to someone else's listing. To get people to these things, we have discount offers, promoted listings, also very important. I'm not going to ever put them above those things because you can still sell things without discounts, without promoted listings, but they definitely help get your listings into like a visible stage for the people to see your price, title, and photos. And then right at the end, the most important thing, after all, after everything else is set up, is your communication, is how fast you respond to messages, how fast you do all those kind of things. So let's break it down. Why is price, title, and photos the most important? So, make an eBay listing, or you go search on eBay to look for stuff. You look, this is me personally, I look at the price, I go, okay, and then I look at the photo, see if it matches the price, and then I look at the title, see if it matches the photo. If all three listings go together, I'll click on it. And then I go down into their account. I go, okay, do they have 100% feedback? Do they also sell other Pokemon items? Do they have like social medias attached? Do they have a professional name? Do they look like they treat this seriously? Do they have 5 stars in all their things? Then I go to the description. Okay, what do they write in the description? Now, personally, me, I do not think descriptions are that important. Shoot me, kill me, put whatever you want in your description. I don't think it's that important. But use your description as a place to answer questions. In my descriptions, I combine ship, I have express shipping options, I ship within 1 day. Please message me if you need any help. I answer questions with my description. I don't go, my name's Steve, my favorite Pokemon's Psyduck, I've been on eBay for 8 years. No one cares about that. No one cares. They want to buy your stuff. They want to give you their money. They don't want you to waste their time. You want to answer as many questions as you possibly can. It might sound like I'm being harsh or being rude, and I do apologize, but that's the cutthroat nature of it. If your listing doesn't have a good price, title, or photos, they're going to scroll through that within 0.2 seconds. It's going to be gone, and they'll never see it ever again. If they click on it, it doesn't have a good account, you don't have good policies, like your shipping's not fast, you don't have free shipping as an option or a paid express service, you don't accept returns, you don't have 5-star feedback for your account. If all the other things aren't up to date, they're never going to get to your description to even see that stuff, and they're just going to click off and never go on again. Discounts and promoted listings. These are like everyone's like, you got to have all these, like, you got to put all promotions, you got to put a markdown sale on, you got to send out offers every day. That is super important once you're up and running for an eBay store. But just learning and getting all this other stuff in order is way more important. Even selling something on eBay is nowhere even near important than actually understanding why these are important. Anyone could sell anything on eBay because everything has a market price. And if you put something way below a market price, it's going to sell regardless of how crappy your photos are and how crappy your titles are. Because if you just put it way below market price and you lose money, or it's something you just got for free somewhere, people are just going to buy it anyway. But eventually, if you want to sell on eBay, the idea is to eventually make money, right? You want to make money so you can buy more stuff, so you can make money so you can buy more stuff. Then you end up with a wall of plushies like me. I'll just expand a little bit on the communication here. And this is something that is a little bit underrated and not really understood by a lot of people with eBay listings. If someone messages me, and they go, hey, can I have more photos of this item? Within the day, within the hour, hopefully, because, you know, I do work from home. I have that time. It's not everyone can do this because, you know, you're out and about, you have a family, you have a job, you have all this other stuff that's more important. But you answer it as fast as you possibly can. If someone messages me within an hour and I respond with what they need, and then the person buys it, eBay goes, hey, that guy messaged him, and then he responded with something, and then that caused the sale. We're going to push this guy's visibility up on this item and maybe a few other items. It is so important. A lot of people don't really understand how this crazy algorithm thing works, but that's how it is. Now that you're selling on eBay, you have to take it a little bit more serious than you previously would, because this is how you grow and this is how you eventually, hopefully, become number one. This also works for best offers, sending out offers, all these little things that when you communicate with the buyer fast and fast and fast, and then it does result in an actual sale, they boost everything up. And that is why when someone clicks on your listing and they actually see that all these things are correctly, if even you're keeping them on eBay for 1 second longer than another seller, the algorithm sees that and it goes, okay, this seller must be doing something correct, because a buyer clicks on their listing and actually reads through everything and understands it. And eBay wants people to stay on their platform for as long as possible before they buy, because usually someone who's on the platform for longer will always end up with spending money, and eBay wants to make money because they're our business. Something I didn't go too deep into on the first video with the seller account is actual eBay store. And we're going to do it here, put a whole bunch of stuff on the whiteboard, and we'll break it down. We'll have a little bit of fun. So wait, we're not going to do it because I've already prepared it all. I've already prepared it all. So looks like a lot at first. I did a few underlinings to make it a little bit easier to read. Let me know if you think that's easy to read. But this is eBay store. I didn't underline the eBay store. What am I doing? All right. So here are some really important eBay store kind of tips. A logo. Now, a lot of people will fight me on this, but just have a logo that puts you apart from everyone else. I have a Charizard with some googly eyes. It's kind of weird. It's kind of different. It's exactly what I like. I like that base set Charizard artwork. It kind of ties in with what I'm doing. It kind of makes a little bit of sense. You can have whatever you want. I highly suggest not going like the personal initial route or something like that. Just something a little bit more fun that has something to do with what you're actually selling. If you're selling bikes, have a little cartoon drawing of a bike that you did on paint. I'm sure it might look stupid at first, but it might go well over time. Maybe I'll change my thing to a cartoon drawing. But matching listings. This is super important. Let's imagine you're selling 2 plushies. We'll do this right now. You're selling 2 plushies. One of your pictures is just, you know, normal, this side up. You have like a front picture, sideways picture, right picture, upside down, photo of the back, photo of the tag. That's a pretty detailed photo. Taking product photos like this with like plushies and stuff, you have to have a lot of photos, obviously. A lot of detailed photos, people see that you care. And then you're selling this Blastoise and you just take one photo of him laying down on the desk, going straight down. The buyer's gonna get confused and be like, okay, why does this one have so many photos? And then this one of the Blastoise is just laying down. Does he even own these items? Is he just putting them on sale and stealing from somewhere else, some website? Is he a drop shipper? People are gonna get confused. You wanna have matching listings. You can't have some photos with something in your hand and you're looking at it, taking the photo, and some things are sitting on a table, sitting on a desk, or some things they're behind. You put Pokemon plushie as the listing title and there's 500 plushies in the photo. Which one is it? You need to have matching photos that are good. They have nice product placement. They're very large, so when you're scrolling through, you can actually see, and it looks quite professional. You go through my store, every single thing is taken with the same scanner, the same settings. It all looks nicely laid out together. It's very eye appealing. Makes you feel a little bit good once you finish something. It's kind of like building like a big Lego set. The last one is store setup, and this is something that you can go super deep with or not so deep with. I just mentioned with the matching listings, but even going further and having like a nice banner, a nice name that ties it all together, you know, little like things like business cards you can send out to people. You know, I have one. Give me a sec. This is mine, for example. This is my little business card. It's not really a business card per se. It's more of just something I add into the orders. They'll get it. You know, right here, it has my Instagram. I actually have to get this changed because they disabled that Instagram. It kind of annoys me because I got 10,000 of these. It really annoys me. But it's got my Instagram there. Tag us on Instagram. Follow for stock updates. My Facebook account, they also disabled that. And then on the back, it's just got my website and my eBay account. Super easy. You don't have to have like our mission and all this other stuff. It's no one cares. These answer questions. What's his Instagram? What's his Facebook? What's his website? What's his eBay account? Right at the bottom. Thanks for ordering. I'm not very like super professional. I won't go, thank you for ordering from my store and what you've done for me. You can write whatever you want, but thanks for ordering. I'm Australian. Thanks, mate. That's pretty much how it is. What makes a really good store? Response time. We talked about it a little bit before, but what does it really mean? How fast you respond to messages. You know, a lot of people are more likely to buy if you respond within the first hour. If you respond after 24 hours, they're like, hey, I bought the card elsewhere. I bought the item elsewhere. I got it from someone else. What sort of offers you're giving? Do you give a 10% if you buy 3 from the store? Do you give 15% if you buy 5? You sometimes every second weekend have a 10% off. Whatever you want to do for your store, but this is how you generate more traffic and get more sales. Yes, it sucks selling an item discounted more than you would like to, or more even to the point where you're just completely breaking even. But remember, every time you sell something, you interact with someone new who might buy from you again. That's why promoted listings is so great, because usually what happens, people buy from promoted listings, they eventually save your store, you send them a little card and then it matches your store and they go to that again and they make another sale that isn't a promoted listing. You're basically paying for that buyer. This is really in-depth stuff and I'm sorry if you're new, but this is big brain stuff. And then returns and cases. You know, sometimes returns happen, cases happen. Just this week, usually on eBay, I don't get that many cases. Usually. But this week, I have had 3 chargebacks, 4 returns. Yes, I do sell a lot, like 1,000 a month or something like that. But I have an abnormal amount of cases. But it's how you deal with them. You don't let them negatively affect you. You don't let them stop your workflow throughout the day. Trust me, I've been there. I've woken up and I've looked on my phone and go 2 return cases and it has destroyed my mood for the day, but I can't let that stop me from doing the work. Even a few hours before I made this video, I got a return case. I'm still here, I'm still making the video because it is what it is and it comes with the territory of selling online. Before we go into this big jumble of text here, I'm going to remove a little bit of the other text before we get into this, but first impression is the most important, and that's what I was talking about before, having a nice store set up, having prices that make sense, having titles that make sense, having photos that make sense. We'll get into how to build all those things on the next video when we actually go deep into the computer and I teleport myself behind the screen and we make a listing together. But this is just for the behind the scenes. This is the calm before the storm, when we need to learn why we make the listings the way we do before we even make them. The last thing, when you're an online seller, listings take time to sell. If you're selling things at market price or a little bit below, or maybe you're a little bit above other people, it will take time to sell. No one in this whole world, I've never met a person in this world who has sold items below market price for a long period of time and they've lasted. Some people like to do it a few times. Hell, even I do it a few times with a few items just to get some traffic going, just to generate a few sales, meet a few new people, get a few new customers. Perfectly fine, but you can't do it forever because it's not repeatable. You can't find good items to sell at market price or below, extremely below all the time. So a good listing will actually take time to sell. A good listing doesn't just sell overnight, because I'm not going to say if something sells overnight, you're doing something wrong, but generally if everything you list sells instantly, you might be a little bit too cheap. You can't see it too well here, so we're just going to pull this board back a bit. But you make the listing, it takes a little bit of time, you get a sale, you get some money, you make the listing, get a little bit of time, get the sale, make some money, do the listing, time, sale, money, and it just goes around and around again. That's all selling online it is. It's just a constant, I guess you could say it's 4 steps, but there's a lot more steps to it, as we all know. But it's pretty simple to fully break it down. You make the listing, wait a little bit of time, you get the sale, you get some money in your account, you make more listings. Obviously there's buying in between money and listing, but just to make it simple, we just go money into listing. Now let's talk about this big mumbo jumbo I have set up here. So we will rub all this out, all this. Goodbye text, goodbye text. Now this will be a little bit confusing, and please bear with me on this one. This isn't like a basic listing schedule of how many items you should list per day. This is explaining how you can achieve a certain dollar figure made per hour by using your listings to calculate how much you'll make with that hours of work. I've written it down a little bit here. We got 1 listing per day, 7 listings per week, 365 listings per year, and then we times it by 10, 10, 70, 365, and then 20 listings, 140 per week, 7,300 per year. That's the listings right there. How many minutes per listing? It takes us 6 minutes to do a listing. Now I'm just using made up figures from my head, but when I say do the listing, what I mean is like you source the item, you have to look at it a few times, you take all the photos, you list it, you put it in your inventory, you'll eventually get it out, and then you ship it out. That's what I mean per listing. I'm not talking about just listing and then nothing else, because all of it is a part of it. 6 minutes per listing, 10 listings, 60 minutes, 20 listings, 120 minutes. I'm just giving other examples, like 1 listing per day, 10 listings per day, 20 listings per day, just for people to kind of understand how you can scale up the amount you make. Now the profit per listing, I kept it really small with this example, but this example is we make $2 per listing. So that means you sell something. If it's $5, maybe all your costs are $3 included and you make $2. Maybe you sell it for $22 and all your costs included are $20, $102 or $100. It doesn't have to be a $1 listing that you sell for $3 times 10 during the week or times 10 a day. It's just $2 profit per listing for this example. To understand how much we can actually make with that hour of work, I'll explain it right here. If we have 10 listings that we do in 1 hour, and those 10 listings are $2 profit per listing after they sell. It's not going to be in the next hour or the next week, maybe not even the next month, but that 1 hour of listing on eBay will net you $20 of profit because you put in the price of the listings to give you $2 profit each, and you did 10 listings and it took you 1 hour. So that hour of list has netted you $20 after 1 hour of work doing 10 listings. I know it's confusing. I know I put a lot of text there, but I just wanted to break it down and understand how it's like scalable. Once you get to 20, you can do 40 listings in an hour if you get faster, or you can scale back the listings, but you make $10 profit. You manage to find some pretty good items that sell frequently, and you can make $15 profit, but you can't find them as much. You list 5 a day, you list 10 a day. Remember, I'm not saying you sell 5 a day or you sell 10 a day and you make $10 per day. This isn't dollars made per day. This is dollars generated by the hours of work that you've done. So even 2 years ago, I sold an item that I listed 2 years ago today. I listed it on the 21st of November 2021 and it sold for $94 and I paid $35 for it. After fees, shipping, everything, that's roughly $40 profit. That's a great item. I knew it was going to take a long time to sell. I knew it's a pretty niche item that has to just find the right buyer. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm happy to list my items a little bit higher or find stuff that doesn't sell as often, but I'm happy to sit on it for a while because I'm well interested in this and I'm ready to sit down and wait the long haul. So this example, when you list your 10 items and you sell them for $2 profit each, that hour you are capped at making $20. You cannot make more money in that hour ever. You put a $2 profit margin on those listings. Now you can change it to 5, 10, 20 eventually as you get better and you find better items. Obviously, I can put an item up for $1,000 and only pay $1 for it, and the profit margin's like $900, but it's not going to sell. It all ties back to our original title, price, photos, getting it all together, finding good items, understanding. Now I know when this video goes up, I'm going to be asked, Steve, how do you find these items? How do you find items? In my opinion, this is my ultimate suggestion to you. Sell what is within your niche. If you like trading cards, sell trading cards. But trading cards have millions of niches, millions of different card games, millions of everything. If you like plushies, sell plushies. If you like bikes, sell bike parts. I know you were interested in something. You were interested in something, trust me, and you're an expert in it. Some people be like, I'm a diehard collector, I'll never sell anything. That's completely fine, but just remember, you being that diehard collector means you are really good at one thing. Extremely better at it than anyone else, most likely, or many other people, top 1% in that one particular thing. I love Japanese Pokemon cards. I am well above the whole world's population, 0.1%, 0.001% of Japanese Pokemon cards, and that's why I love collecting them, and then I'm able to sell them because I understand how they work and I understand the market of them. But I only know that because I'm interested in them. I'm not going to get into selling plushies almost ever. I love plushies. I've been buying them, but usually I just buy them brand new retail price. I'm not looking for like kind of resale opportunity to them because I really like collecting them. And they're a great thing because it's a Pokemon and I sell Pokemon cards, but I'm not interested in selling plushies because I just like to keep them on the wall. And I usually just pay a lot of money for them because they look cute. When it comes to trading cards, I'm always understanding the market of them and making sure I'm getting good deals. I can resell them, all this other stuff. But eventually when it comes down to listing them, I know how much my time is worth when I'm actually doing the listings. So that little tirade was just about finding items. I can't show you how to find items or where to find them from, or even which items. You have to decide that by using your own knowledge and doing what you love and what you're interested in, and then selling into that market. Because you are really good at something, trust me. This listing schedule is just to explain how if you can list 10 items that sell for $2 profit each, and it takes you 1 hour to do it, that 1 hour of work will generate you $20 eventually. If they're good items that actually sell at those prices, you have thought of everything, it will get you $20 eventually. That's the idea. And eventually you want to make that $20 into 21, 25, 28, 35, 40, and you keep going and going. And more you sell, the more knowledge you get. This isn't a fast game. I'm really sorry. This is not a fast game. I've been 8 years on eBay. I started off selling $1 items. I'm still selling $2 to $10 items every day, every week. I understand. All I've done is just gotten better at it. It used to take me 5 minutes to do it. Now I can get them done in 1 minute per listing. I can get it done in 30 seconds per listing on some things. You can scale up without actually making more profit per listing, because you change this 10 into 20, but you can still get 20 in an hour. You just double the amount that you can earn on that hour. You made it to 40. You change it to 50, you make it $100 of profit per hour, but it's not profit in your pocket in that immediate hour like a normal wage job would be. It's eventual sales that you'll just get trickling over time. But the one thing good about it is you get the knowledge as well as the profit, something that not many people do get to get. So I really hope that this example, I did explain it in a good way. I tried many times. I've redone this take like, I don't know how many times I've redone this. It's currently 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. Feeling a little bit tired, but I really want to make these videos good for you guys, and I want to make this as easy to understand as possible, and it's all in my head. I use the whiteboard to explain it a little bit and help myself understand it while I'm trying to explain it to you. But if you have any more questions about, hey Steve, how can I make this better, or how can I do this better, or what did you mean by this, feel free to send a message. Feel free to put it in the comments. I have a new Instagram, Pokemon Steven _ feel free to message me there. That's pretty much the best place to message me. Don't message me on eBay about YouTube stuff. It's a little bit confusing for me to like track the messages there. Please just send it to me on my Instagram. I'll try to get back to you. I'll just put it in the comments and I'll answer it within the week. And that's pretty much it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video where I explain an actual eBay listing, and we'll go through and I'll explain do's and don'ts and make things pretty and things that I wouldn't advocate for and things that I think are really important and things that I don't think are important. But that will be in the next eBay video, and I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you have a great day.